102.1 FM, Lagos. Sports Hub. For all the updates and analysis.
Hey, High Impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
Who is the fastest man in the world?
That's very simple. It's Usain Bolt. He is the fastest runner on the planet, setting the world record for the shortest 100 meters sprint time of 9.58 seconds.
Wow, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, High Impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
Which club is the first to win Champions League?
That's very easy. Real Madrid. The first Champions League was won by Real Madrid during the 1955 and 1956 season.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Air Impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
I've been curious. Who exactly is the youngest swimmer in the world?
Oh, I'll tell you. Alzin Tarek, age 10, is the youngest and fastest swimmer in World Championships history. Tarek has been swimming competitively since the age of 4.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I'm glad I wowed you.
Hey, High Impact.
Hi, how may I help you?
Who is the shortest basketball player in the world?
I like your curiosity. I'll tell you. Muggsy Bogues is the shortest player in the National Basketball Association history, listed at 5 feet 3 inches tall. He was drafted 12th overall by the Washington Bullets in 1987.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
I'm glad you asked.
You're listening to Sports in a Jiffy on impact Radio 102.1 FM Lagos.
Top of morning sports fans, top of morning listeners, welcome to Sports in a Jiffy on your most exciting breakfast show, the Morning Impact Show, right here on Empire Radio 102.1 FM, 13th day in the month of January, year 2025. Another amazing day to be right here, serving you the very best of stories that are currently making the rounds in the ever exciting, ever dynamic, and sometimes controversial world of sport. We'll be taking reactions from all of the actions that went down over the weekend. And today, we'll be welcoming the Nigerian Super Eagles head coach, and that's talking about Eric Sekuchele, who's going to be in charge of the Super Eagles for the nearest future. It's said to be a short-term deal, but how short it's going to be, we'll uncover in the course of the show later this morning. Of course, we get to know how his team will also be composed, as well as the possible formation that the head coach will be making use of once he gets into gear with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But first assignment will be for his team to get through to the Super Eagles B team and get them through to the CHAN tournaments that will be hosted in East Africa later next month. Of course, we got updates from the world of tennis, upset left, right, and center already, and of course, it's still day 2, but we've seen some progress into the round 2 of the Australian Open, the first Grand Slam of the year 2025. Thoughts coming through from the world of table tennis. Aruna Kodri once again is out of the WTT contender in the second round. Basketball stories for you on the show this morning. Of course, that is everything that is comprising of the breakfast menu right here on Sports in a Jiffy, your early morning sport tonic. I tell you what, if you're a sports person, someone who loves to chill up the game, or maybe an athlete yourself, this is the right place for you to be, because the early bird has gone all around the world to catch this course, and I will be more than willing to serve them to you just the way you like it. Bits coming through from the CAF Confederation Cup, where Ayimba of Nigerians are so representative, needed a win, but then they settled for a draw at home against Al Masar of Egypt. We are getting into the final round of the matches, and a lot of questions whether there's a chance of them making it through to the next round when they'll be facing Samalek in the next game. And the possibility, if you ask me, I'll tell you that it is yes and truly in the hands of Ayimba and the team right there, looking to get themselves together and get back into the front foot. In Europe yesterday, Osimhen was also on the assist list for Galatasaray. His fourth in a row. Years ago, guys, Thierry Henry, he reckoned, let me say year 2022 to be precise, that there's a team that is unbeatable and unplayable in Europe. Yes, ruthless, devastating, but they also have another team that they have to reference. And tell you what, that is Real Madrid and Barcelona. Barca have put 9 goals past Real Madrid in under 5 months. It's been a long time that we've seen that kind of thing happen. And yes, Real Madrid needed a red card for them to get 2 goals in that game. And Flick and his boys are flicking through Real Madrid right now, telling us that he took a cue from what happened at the Santiago Bernabeu last October to make sure that he get his boys together yesterday as well. A complete victory for Barca, and also a sumptuous game it is. In 1986, guys, was the year Arsenal was formed, set up by individuals who were having hard time, or should I say difficult time at their work, and needed to find succor with something to get their body and their mind together. Some of them were even jobless. But guys, since then to this very moment, there's been no joy at all. 200 years and counting, and this team is still putting shame in the face of boys, in the face of men, in the face of children, people going to work not happy. Look at an Arsenal fan right now. Tell you what this person has going through their minds. The highest level of mediocrity. Arsenal, just like our Patrice Evra mentioned it, they are just like Netflix. You have to wait till the next season to get them to do what you need them to do, and there's always a next season when it comes to Arsenal. Second in back-to-back seasons in the English Premier League, and guess you get what? Without Bukayo Saka, there's no world-class player in that team. Yesterday night, a lot of fans were booing Kai Havertz, saying Arsenal legend in the making. Maybe he's one of the legends. We don't know right now. But United, their worst team in over 20 years, were able to hold on with 10 men against 11th side of Arsenal yesterday. Took them to the penalties, and of course, came out on top. Don't forget that these two teams have 22 FA Cup trophies, 27, I beg your pardon, between them. Arsenal with 14, United with 13. I really look forward to see what's going to happen in the coming days right there in the camp of the Arsenal guys, because yes, Emirates right now does not look like what you expect from them. A couple of injuries in the game yesterday. Gabriel Jesus was also stretchered off in that particular game. Good morning once again. I say top of the morning to you. Ayodeji Ajiboye is my name. An absolute honor to be your host on this show this morning, bringing you updates coming through from the world of sports just the way you like it. A quick reminder that I'll be back here later this evening between 6 p.m. down to 7 p.m. for the Sports Up Show, where we do 1 hour of banter, 1 hour of rage, 1 hour of views, reviews, and all of the interviews. I tell you, just the way you like it. Straight into the stories this morning, and we'll be starting from the home front. As I always tell you, that charity begins at home. A such reminder that I can keep track of this update and more by following us across all social media platforms. We are live on our Facebook fan page at impact radio 102.1 FM. You can as well join us live on our YouTube channel at impact 102.1 FM. To the switch of the back of the net right now, getting the show on the road. South Africa were able to charge Gabon to face Nigeria in the second round of the under-17 women's national team of South Africa, trashing Gabon 12-1 for the first round of the FIFA under-17 women's World Cup qualifier to set up a second round clash with Nigeria. The Nigerian national team were placed on bye in the first round, but South Africa qualification has rekindled the rivalry between the two countries. Meanwhile, the second leg of the encounter between South Africa and Gabon has been cancelled as Gabon players failed to meet the age restrictions rule of the 2025 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup qualifiers. Gabon had only 6 eligible players for the return leg, which fell short of FIFA rules. And following their achievement on paper, Nigeria are said to be favourites ahead of their South African counterparts, having finished third in the 2022 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup, and also 5 times African Championship in 2008, 2010, 2012, 13 and 2016. Anyway, from that story right now, talking about other sport this morning, after months of preparations, Nigerian women's under-19 cricket team, the junior female Yellow Greens, will face Pakistan in a warm-up game on Monday, which is today, before their first game at the Malaysia 2025 ICC Women's Under-19 World Cup, which is built for Saturday, January 18. The warm-up match is built for the YSA UKM cricket over in Bangui, Malaysia at about 3:30 p.m. local time and 10:30 p.m. Nigerian time. Nigeria are making a debut at the Women's Under-19 Women's World Cup as a sole qualifier from the African qualifying series in Kigali from October last year, 2024, edging highly rated Zimbabwe, Uganda, among others, to pick the sport. talking other sports on the show this morning, former Super Eagles forward Osaze Odenwinje, as he said, is dreaming of seeing Nigerian flag in the game of golf at the Olympics as he continues his rise in his new professional path with the hopes of returning to the global sporting stage. Osaze became a professional golfer in 2019 and graduated from the Professional Golfers Association School in June 2024. The 43-year-old started playing the game towards the end of his time at West Brom in English Premier League, and with the golf having been admitted to the Olympics in 2016, he wants to see a Nigerian aiming for the pin at the biggest sporting spectacle on earth. As talking golf on the show this morning, the Nigerian professional golf season will be teeing off at the 2025 Architect Pro-Am Championship scheduled for January 13 to 15, 2025, right there at the Ikeja Golf Club. Now in its third consecutive year, the Architect Pro-Am Championship has become the ground where players seeking to launch themselves on the professional golf ranking draw their first salvo. According to the chairman, Jed Chitibo, said that being the first ever event on the professional golf calendar is consistent with the character of the firm. As talking other sport this morning, Nigerian table tennis star Quadri Aruna's impressive winning streak came to an end at the WTT Star Contender Doha 2025 after securing 3 consecutive victories. Aruna faced Japan's top seed Tamakuzo Arimato in the semi-finals. Arimato dominated the match, winning in straight set scores of 11-9, 11-3, and 11-5. Aruna's journey to the semi-finals was marked by notable performances, where he achieved a 3-1 win over England's Liam Pitchford in the round of 32 and the Hartford's 3-2 victory against Spain's Alvaro Robos in the round of 16. The semi-final encounter was a rematch of their previous meeting at the WTT Championship in Frankfurt in November 2024, where Aruna staged a remarkable comeback to defeat Arimoto 3-2. And despite the loss in Doha, Aruna's performance continues to highlight his status as one of Africa's leading table tennis players, consistently competing at the highest levels of the sport. And talking about the Quadri Aruna's family, children of Quadri Aruna followed the steps of their father by claiming spot on the podium at the João Monteiro table tennis tournament, which was held at the weekend in Portugal. While their father was battling it out at the WTT Contender Doha, where he made it to the semi-finals, his children Miriam, Aruna Jr. and Amira, coached by their mother Ganiyat, all made a strong impression at the João Monteiro table tennis tournament by securing podium finishes in their respective categories. Miriam Aruna took second place in the under 15 category, while Aruna Jr. also finished second in the under 11 category. Amira Aruna secured third place in the under 11 category, earning her first ever trophy in table tennis to the delight of their mother and also their coach. And away from that right now, let's go straight to Europe, talking about other sports on the show. Still this morning, we're starting with the world of tennis. The Australian Open is up and running right now, served off on Sunday, and of course a couple of upsets is what we've seen already, with players also making it to the second round of the second Grand Slam of the year. After wasting a set point in the second tiebreaker with an ill-conceived drop shot, Yannick Sinner regained focus quickly earlier this morning and began his Australian Open title defense with a 7-6, 7-6, 6-1 win over Nicholas Jarry. And after the pre-tournament attention on the 2024 doping cases of Sinner and locked-in women's number 1 Iga Swiatek both started the year's first Grand Slam tournament about the same time on nearby court on the day 2. Top-ranked Sinner had to grind for too long tie-break set against number 35 Nicholas Jarry, a 29-year-old who is from Chile, before hitting the stride in the third with two service breaks on Road Lava Arena. Sinner has won 14 of his last 16 tie-breaks. Is top second-seeded man in the Open era to play tie-break in each of his first 2 sets of the major, joining Rafael Nadal of 2010 in the US Open versus Temris Gavishvili. And earlier today also marked Sinner's 15th consecutive major win on hard court, as he became the 4th man since 2000 to win that many Grand Slam hard court matches in a row, joining Andrea Agassi, Roger Federer and also Novak Djokovic. The Italian has won 29 consecutive sets dating back to the third round of the Shanghai Masters in October, and he will be facing either Japan's Taro Daniel or local wildcard Tristan Skolate for a place in the third round. Still in the Australian Open this morning, Alex Michelsen produced the biggest win so far of his fledgling career to upset 2023 runner-up Stefanos Tsitsipas, the number 11 seed in the first round of the Australian Open earlier today. And the 20-year-old unseeded American overcame nerves on his serve in the fourth set before clinching a 7-5, 6-3, 2-6, 6-4 win over Tsitsipas, a 26-year-old from Greece who has a career-high number 3 ranking and has reached 2 Grand Slam finals, joining Michelsen in the second round with fellow American Francis Tiafoe, who required 5 sets to get past Francis Otto Redekach with 7-6, 6-3, 4-6, 6-7, 6-3. Tiafoe is number 17 seed and a former Australian Open quarterfinalist, vomited at the end of the fourth set before wrapping up victory in 4 hours and 8 minutes. He however advanced to his 5th straight Australian Open second round. And in the WTA right now, Kogayev had a little difficulty adjusting to the sun at one end of the Road Lava Arena and dropped an early service game, but quickly settled into a rhythm to start the Australian Open with a 6-3, 6-3 win over 2020 champion Sofia Kenin. Third-seeded Gayev won the title at the WTA finals last November and started this season by helping US to victory at the United Cup last week, a run that gives her a chance to move atop in the rankings. And one of her potential obstacles of that number 1 ranking is number 2 Igor Swiatek, a 5-time major winner from Poland, who also fended off top-ranked doubles player Katerina Siniakova 6-3, 6-4. And away from tennis talks right now, straight into the world of NBA, where we got to talk about the matches that went down over the weekend as well. The Cleveland Cavaliers 12-game winning streak came to an end on Sunday night with a 108-93 loss to the Indiana Pacers, and the Cavaliers has risen to top of the Eastern Conference thanks to a recent run, including wins against rivals Los Angeles Lakers and Milwaukee Bucks. But Andrew Nembhard, who top scored with 19 points, and Pascal Siakam, who has 18 points, combined to help the Pacers to victory. It was Cavaliers' first defeat since 8th of December and just their 5th from 38 matches played this season. The Cavaliers were at 40.3% from 3-pointers this season, made just 11, which is 26.8% of 41 against the Pacers. Result of matches that were played yesterday: Detroit Pistons were 123 to 114 points win over Toronto Raptors. Minnesota Timberwolves had lost at home to Memphis Grizzlies 127 to 125 points. Portland Trailblazers had 98 points to Miami Heat 119 points. New York Knicks had 140 points, defeating Milwaukee Bucks, who has 106 points. Dallas Mavericks were 101 losers to Denver Nuggets, who has 112 points. Washington Wizards lost 95 points to 136 points against Oklahoma City Thunder. Orlando Magic had 104 points to Philadelphia's 199 points, I beg your pardon, while Boston Celtics 120 winners to New Orleans Pelicans, who had 119 points. And away from that, right now, straight in the world of football, we have got tantalizing stories to serve to you this morning. Don't forget, I'll be back here later this evening on the Sports Talk Show between 6 p.m. down to 7 p.m. For more talks in the world of sport. I tell you what, of course, amazing stories to share with you. 1 hour where we get to dissect all of the hot topics, take you through the nitty-gritty of all of the major stories making the rounds in the world of sport. Taking reactions from the matches that went down over the weekend. Let's start with talks coming through from the Arsenal manager, by the way, that's talking about Mikel Arteta, who is saying that yes, their third round exit Manchester United on penalties was a painful sequel to another damaging 2-0 home defeat by Newcastle in the Carabao Cup semi-final first leg. And according to the manager, he's saying that the loss to Manchester United is 1 in 1,000. Because don't forget that Bruno Fernandes put the visitors in front on 52 minutes before Diego Dallo was sent off 9 minutes later for a late tackle on Mikel Merino. Gabriel Magalhaes equalized in 6th minute, but despite playing almost an hour against 10 men, Arsenal were unable to find another breakthrough, with captain Martin Odegaard missing a penalty in 10 minutes from the end of regulation time. United felt justice was done given the spot kick was awarded despite Harry Maguire making minimal contact with Kai Havertz in the box. Don't forget that there is no VAR in the FA Cup until the 5th round, but United were left to defend for a long period afterwards as Arsenal probed for a winner. Arsenal face a home clash with North London rivals Tottenham in the Premier League come Wednesday as well. And away from that game right now, let's go straight into other talks coming through from the world of football this morning. Where Ancelotti is saying that he's sad and disappointed after Clasico meeting with Barcelona. Carlo Ancelotti said he was sad and disappointed after Real Madrid's 5-2 Super Copa final defeat to Barcelona in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, while admitting his team didn't defend well. Kylian Mbappe put Madrid ahead in the 5th minute before Lamine Yamal leveled goals from Lewandowski, Rafinha and Alejandro Balde put Barca 4-1 up at halftime. Rafinha added a 5th goal after the break before goalkeeper William Szczesny was sent off, and Rodrigo pulled a goal back for Real Madrid. The result was a boost for Barca and coach Hansi Flick after their league form has slumped in recent weeks, and a blow for Madrid, who missed out on what would have been their third trophy this season. Madrid are next in action in the Copa del Rey last season on Thursday, hosting Celta Vigo at the Bernabeu before playing La Palma in the La Liga. And away from that right now, straight into the world of transfer. We have got B to serve you just as you have them on the back pages of the major dailies. It's been said that AC Milan are leading the chase to sign Kai Walker after he told Manchester City he wants to leave the club. Walker was left out of the squad for the 8-0 FA Cup victory over Salford City on Saturday after informing Director of Football Tixi Bagrichten that he wants to move abroad in the January window. The 34-year was close to joining Bayern Munich in 2023 and is still under contract at the Etihad Stadium until 2026, but a source has told newsmen that Milan are open to offering Walker a deal until 2027. And quickly recap all of the matches that went down this weekend, starting from the games on Saturday, where we saw a couple of games in the English FA Cup as well, where Liverpool were 4-0 winners over Accrington Stanley. Leicester City will be facing Manchester United in the next round, were 6-2 winners over Queen's Park Rangers. AFC Bournemouth were 5-1 winners over West Bromwich Albion, while Chelsea were 5-0 winners over Morecambe. And yesterday, Sunday, we saw games that include Manchester United playing out a 100 in regulation time against Arsenal and then winning 5-3 on penalties, and Tamworth Rovers lost 0-3 to Tottenham Hotspur after extra time as well. Crystal Palace were 1-0 winners over Stockport County. Ipswich Town defeated Bristol Rovers 3-0, and Newcastle United defeated Bromley 3-1 as well. And away from that, in the Spanish La Liga, La Palma played out a 1-2 loss at home to Getafe. Atletico Madrid were 1-0 winners over Osasuna, and the Super Cup I mentioned to you, Real Madrid lost 2-5 to Barcelona. In German Bundesliga, Red Bull Leipzig were 4-2 winners over Werder Bremen. Augsburg lost at home to Stuttgart. Italian Serie A, Genoa were 1-0 winners over Parma. Venezia lost at home to Inter Milan. Bologna played out a 2-2 draw against Roma, and Napoli were 2-0 winners over Hellas Verona. While in the French Ligue 1, Le Havre lost at home to Arsenal 2-1. Montpellier lost at home to Angers 3-1. Toulouse lost at home to Strasbourg 2-1, while Paris Saint-Germain were 2-1 winners over Saint-Etienne. And in the Turkish Super League yesterday, Galatasaray were 2-1 winners over Istanbul Basaksehir. Victor Osimhen getting an assist in that game in the 42nd minute. Yilmaz scoring a brace in that particular game. Sporting a Jiffy right here on Empire Radio 102.1 FM. A couple of matches will be going down later this evening in the Spanish La Liga, where Real Sociedad will be hosting Villarreal at 9 p.m. Nigerian time. Monza will be hosting Fiorentina 8:45 p.m. Nigerian time. And in the FA Cup third round, Millwall will be hosting Dagenham and the Red Bridge as well. A couple of matches as well in the Turkish Super League. Don't forget that later today, this Nigerian Football Federation will be unveiling the new head coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, Eric Sekuchili. I'll be back here later this evening to talk more about that. Sports in a Jiffy it is, and I'll serve it in a Jiffy. I'll be back here later this evening, 6 p.m. down to 7 p.m. Amen. Thanks you for being a part of the show. Don't forget, I'll see you when I see you. Do have a blessed and highly favored week. Be kind, because kindness is the new cool. Good morning.
This is radio like you have never known it. High Impact Radio 102.1 FM. It's been raining mediocre. Repetition. Boring.